And the latest update that we're getting here on India Today is that Ukraine media claims that a Russian missile has hit a Bangladeshi ship that is docked off the coast of the country. Missile striking a Bangladesh ship, and a sailor apparently has been killed. This attack was near the port of Olvia, which is a Ukrainian port on the Black Sea. And we're told that this particular video captures a missile or a rocket strike, possibly mistakenly, on a Bangladeshi ship docked off the port of Olvia in Ukraine. One sailor has reportedly been killed. We don't know, what kind of ship this was or why it was docked there. This is, of course, a commercial port, so it's likely to be some kind of a commercial vessel. But apparently, a Bangladeshi ship has now been hit by a Russian rocket or a missile, with one sailor losing his life. This is Olvia, Akshita, on the Black Sea coast.
So things are clearly escalating now in southern Ukraine. Both cities are being slowly captured by Russia. We've been getting in reports of Russian naval warships also moving towards the Black Sea, moving towards Odessa. Amid that, this report coming in from Ukrainian media of a Bangladeshi ship being hit, one Bangladeshi sailor has also reportedly died in this particular attack. We're going to try and get you more information from the ground, but this has happened off the Olvia coast, as Shiv pointed out, along the coast of the Black Sea, where Russia is now focusing on ensuring that they have essentially multiple attack fronts, that they are attacking from the sea, from the land as well. And amid this news coming in of a strike on a Bangladeshi ship. We will await more clarity, more information on this, but this is the information that's been put out so far by Ukrainian media.
Only the latest in a long list of very disturbing images coming in on day 8 of Putin's invasion. Remember, Kherson city has already fallen. We'll give you a sense on the map of where Olvia is as well. This is all on the long Black Sea coast. Remember, the southeastern part of Ukraine is basically coastal area along the Black Sea. Mariupol is also on the Sea of Azov, which is part of the Black Sea, and this is near the Crimean Peninsula, which is already under Russian control. And Olvia, which is a port, these are images from there. The Ukrainian media reporting that a Bangladeshi ship has been struck by a Russian rocket or missile, with one sailor losing his life. Let's bring in Gaurav Sawant for more on this. Let's get Gaurav in on this. Gaurav, fresh images coming in from the city of Olvia. Gaurav, images showing a ship that's sitting off the port of Olvia on the Black Sea coast. The Ukrainian media saying that this is a Bangladeshi ship that's been hit by a Russian missile. What are you hearing, Gaurav?
Shiv, we're also relying on the Ukrainian media, and they are saying that the Russians are now firing indiscriminately, targeting not just military but even civilian areas, and of course moving ahead from the Sea of Azov and the Black Sea area. Now in this region, when they move forward, and the intensity of fire, we are told, is immense, and it's indiscriminate, and very heavy caliber weapons and missiles are being used in this battle on day 8. Perhaps an indication of the desperation now to move forward and take complete control of Ukraine, and not just of the border areas. You and Akshita have been giving us great details about the pockets that the Russians have in their control, but as they move forward towards Kiev, where we are, this desperation is literally showing in terms of the attacks that are happening. Targeting the sea is to ensure that supplies do not reach Ukraine from any North Atlantic Treaty Organization country. And the apprehension here is that gradually north, east and south falling to Russia, the only way is west, from where supplies can come in. But Shiv, that's also the route from where refugees or people are leaving. And if that route is targeted and people haven't left by then, the situation could become extremely, extremely grim in the hours and days ahead. Shiv and Akshita.
Gaurav, what's also very clear here is that the target now is big cities of Ukraine. And keeping that in mind, we're hearing Kherson has already fallen. Could Kharkiv be next? Because there's been a lot of fighting that's been happening in the last many days in the second largest city of Ukraine.
Akshita, the the Russians perhaps did not expect the kind of resistance they met in Kharkiv. The impression was that since Kharkiv has a majority of Russian-speaking people and it's barely 25 to 30 kilometers from the border, it will end up being like another Donetsk or Luhansk, that people will move to the other side. But that clearly has not happened, given the fact that for 8 days the fight has been on for Kharkiv, including the use of very heavy missiles and unfortunately civilian collateral damage, where both sides now accuse the other of taking foreigners, including Indian children, hostage. The Russians have said that they will permit Indians to go to the nearest Belgorod border, about 35 kilometers away, but the Russians say that the Ukrainians are holding them hostage. The Ukrainians say the Russians are holding them hostage. This fighting for, Kherson has fallen, you're right. Again, where a military hospital and certain civilian areas were targeted, but even in Kharkiv, several civilian areas and localities have been targeted. Now, Shiv and Akshita, one reason for this that is being given is, according to the Russians, there is military infrastructure, whether surface-to-air missiles or army locations or fighting forces in civilian areas. If they are being targeted, or if civilians are joining militia and targeting the Russian forces, then the attack in these areas, including at a mall where the Russians claimed that there was a military senior military officers were there with some infrastructure. That is why those areas were targeted. But you're absolutely right. The Russians are going in for the big cities, Kharkiv perhaps immediately, and Kiev in the times to come.